Hello, my name is Dawn, and I have created a professional development course exploring the benefits of utilizing collaborative inquiry in the middle school math classroom. In order to ensure that the course was beneficial for teachers as adult learners, I considered the 6 assumptions of the andragogical model as I created the course. These 6 assumptions are as follows. Number 1, the need to know. Number 2, the learner self-concept. Number 3, the role of the learner's experience. Number 4, the adult learner's readiness to learn. Number 5, the adult learner's orientation to learning. And finally, number 6, the motivation of the adult learner. So let's take a closer look at how I incorporated these 6 assumptions in my professional development course. So first of all, that first assumption, the need to know. So the first assumption of the andragogical model refers to the adult learners need to know why it is essential that they know something. In my professional development course on the benefits of collaborative inquiry in a middle school math classroom, the participants will be provided with a research paper on the benefits of collaborative inquiry, and they're going to be asked to read it prior to the class and then respond to questions on a pre-class quiz to ensure their understanding. Now, while this quiz obviously is not going to be for a grade, what it's going to do is provide me as the instructor with data that I can use to drive my instruction. Another thing that it's going to benefit is it's going to decrease the amount of extraneous processing that would have to take place during class. And again, it also provides learners with information on why it is actually important to understand the research behind this method of teaching. And that's ultimately going to motivate learners. So that brings us to our second assumption of the andragogical model, the learner's self-concept. So the typical adult learner understands that they're in charge of their own lives, and as such, they need to be treated with professional respect. In this professional development course that I've created on the benefits of collaborative inquiry in the middle school math classroom, prior to the course, as I mentioned, I provided participants with the opportunity to complete a pre-class survey, and that allowed them to indicate their needs and their priorities in terms of how they want to teach their middle school math class. Now, these needs and priorities I have then incorporated in the course learning objectives, as well as I've incorporated them in the learning activities, the differentiation, and the scaffolding of this course. So that brings us to our third assumption, which is the role of learners' experiences. To ensure that the learner's experience is what the participants are needing and what they're looking for, prior to the training, I sent out a survey of needs, again, that research paper on the topic, as well as that pre-class quiz I already mentioned that assessed learners' prior knowledge. Now, based on those results of the information, I was able to create 3 tiers of the learning experience. And that was something that they could then choose from. Either they can choose from the 3 options, or they can utilize the suggested tier based on the results of the pre-class work. So those 3 tiers are, first of all, beginning users that maybe have never utilized the collaborative inquiry model in their classroom. Then we have the intermediate tier, and that's for participants who maybe have some knowledge of what it's like to teach with collaborative inquiry in a middle school math class, but maybe have little experience of it in their classroom. And then third, we offer the advanced user experience, and that's for those who have been teaching with collaborative inquiry in their classrooms on a regular basis. So next, I incorporated the assumption of readiness to learn. So as I previously mentioned, participants in my professional development course will have already received a number of pre-class resources and activities which are designed to ensure their readiness to learn. So that research paper was designed to front load some of the information, and then the survey will help ensure that the learners know that their voice is heard and also that their individual needs are being considered in this course. And of course, that pre-class quiz will not only help to activate prior knowledge, but again, it's providing data for me, the instructor, that I can use to drive my instruction. The fifth assumption of the andragogical model is the orientation to learning, to ensure that the learner's experience is designed with them in mind. The activities in this course are going to be real-world problem-solving situations within the context of a middle school math classroom, such as how do I design a lesson on slope, which actually incorporates this idea of collaborative inquiry. Additionally, the participants will have been asked to work collaboratively with a colleague or peer who's also participating in the course to help ensure that they have a deep understanding of the concept of collaborative inquiry. And finally, this brings us to assumption number 6 of the andragogical model, and that is motivation. Adult learners, schools might consider providing a stipend upon course completion, as this may also provide external motivation, which has been found to be helpful and beneficial to motivate adult learners. However, for maximum motivation based on research, in order to help ensure that participants are internally motivated to get the most out of this professional development course, information about the research-based benefits of collaborative inquiry will be incorporated in the class. Since teachers will ultimately want their students to increase their learning outcomes, this should definitely serve as an internal motivator. Also, participants will be provided with a professional development certificate, which may also serve as a motivator. So I hope this has been helpful for you to see how we have incorporated these 6 assumptions of the andragogical model in the professional development course. Thank you so much.